DIY. I'm working on a Mercruiser setup. One of my rams was leaking. One of the lines going into the ram was leaking, so was going to go ahead and flush the whole system. I ended up having water in my line, so I've gone through my pump, and I've actually put a video out on that, so anybody needs to see how I did that. But basically, one of my lines into my ram, into my right side or starboard side ram, was cross-threaded. So getting it out was a bear. I had to get on it with some pliers and got it out. But of course, as others, I guess, that have tuned into this, you're now left with a ram that's functional but has cross-threaded threads in the actual tube section of it. So, and of course the line, which is where I think my leak was my problem. So it's basically three options for you. You can either buy a new ram, buy a new one or a used one, which I was looking at the used route. And they're running about 70, 80 bucks for a used one. The other option is you can try to get a replacement tube. I've seen those for 20 to 30 bucks for a tube, and then you'll need to get the kit. If you're going to pull it apart to slide the guts into the new tube, y'all just go ahead and you've got it apart. You might as well put the new rebuild kit into the ram. Or you can try what I did. This was my first option to see if this would work, but I actually went to Harbor Freight and bought a tap and die set. It was like 40 bucks, and I found what I needed. And I just ran the tap down through it and then took one of the old good screws on the opposite end that was not threaded and then ran it back around to try to reopen the threads, and it appears to have worked. I'll show you what I've got here. So this is the set I bought from Harbor Freight the other day. They have them up to 80 bucks with whatever makes it more fancy and all that. But anyway, coming over here, what you want to use to fit your ram, at least mine, I've got the older style. Mine's an 78 through 81. This is going to be the 3/8 by 16. There's a 3/8 by 24, but those threads are a little more coarse. You want the finer thread, but that's what I use there. So I came over, and you can, I'm sure people know how to use it, but you use this piece right here, and that locks into that, and that allows you to start spinning it around. Or I guess you could put, a socket on the end of it, but that allows you to keep it more even. The ram in question that I have, these are my rams. Mine are the type. You can see I got another replacement tube, but this is the one that was stripped on me. Mine are the type where you've got some of them have the two little spacers here, like the older version of this one. They're mounted like that, and the tube actually travels on the inside of the tube to the end, whereas they ended up making a change. So it's got the hard steel line that comes down, and it connects into here. That was supposed to be, and then the newer tubes, the year or so after mine, the tubes are actually a little bit fatter in diameter, and that's the difference. So these skinnier, harder ones are they're harder to find. The number on mine is 87173. From what I was told, they only made this style for like 3 or 4 years. So, lucky people looking for that. But you can find these still. Boat salvage yards are about 70 bucks what they're charging used. Because that was going to be my next option. So anyway, and also I buy you a set of these. You can get onto them with adjustable pliers. But these are designed, obviously, I think I got Tecton brand here, but I got them on Amazon. I got 3 sets of these, so you get, there's 6 of them, so you get total, I guess, 12 adjustments, 12 different adjustments on it. But, obviously they're designed to kind of fit around like that. And the whole point of these is you're allowed to you can get on it from more sides. If you get your adjustable wrench in there, or a box end wrench, you're only grabbing on it from 2 sides, and they tend to strip. And as I'm going through here, I pulled mine off that way, but I think the person who did it before me just got onto it and cross-threaded it, and that's kind of what ended the problem. But definitely, this is 20 bucks for a set of these. It's pretty cheap, so that's what I would recommend you get. And there's the 3/8 size with mine. So here's the setup here. You'll take this piece out, and this thing kind of screws out, and it locks your piece in like that. And you want to get as level as you can with this, and really take your time to get it good and leveled out. That's why you really need to do it on a flat surface and just kind of slowly feel it thread in there and just gently turn. Now I've already done this one, but as you kind of get it going down in there, it should start to unless it's just really, really stripped out, then you have to sleeve it, and I don't know if it's worth doing all that. But I took it all the way down until it bottomed out, then brought it back out. Kind of hard to do this one hand, but again, I've already done mine. That's why it's going so easy. And then what I did was I took the other one that had been stripped. You can see where I got onto it with pliers, getting it out. And the threads weren't terrible, but they're still a little boogered up. I took the good end, and I took it, and then, of course, this thing is so twisted. I had to put I had to go ahead and put my plier around it and get it started on there. So anyway, a friend of mine said maybe just get like a heavy duty screw that's the same thread match. So basically, I took it, ran the goo, and then ran it all the way down in there. As you can see, it's hard to see with me, but I'm moving it down in there with my fingers. Before I had to take this one all the way off, and that's not tightened all the way out. But I mean, I had to get this every turn off with vice grips on it just to get it off. So the threads, it actually worked and recut the new threads. And I went ahead and ran the tap just lightly through the other ones to make sure, just easy. I didn't like get on it, and then make sure all my other screws ran down evenly. But you maybe can save your ram by just running this setup through it. I mean, it can't hurt. It's 40 bucks. Or you can just, like I say, buy a new one, a used one, or maybe just buy a new tube and get the kit to replace it. So good luck with it. That's how I fixed mine.